Hello everyone, welcome to my review of Season 4, Episode 7 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. titled Deals with Our Devils. Well, after a few weeks off on hiatus during the month of November, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is now back with their 7th episode, and picking up literally right away from when the last episode ended, we are stuck with a series of problems. As we remember from the end of the last episode, Eli Morrow now has these powers where he can create matter out of nothing, and in doing so, he created some type of explosion that has disappeared Coulson, Fitz, and Robbie Reyes. Meanwhile, we get to see what Simmons has been up to, and she's been brought to some blacklist site, very hush-hush, very secretive, and she is brought in to kind of unearth someone who has been exposed to the Terrigen Mist, and who is stuck in this rock-like form, and her job is to, I guess, unearth it, or to lend her expertise when it comes to the Inhumans. But let me go back to the main plotline of the episode, and that is indeed Coulson, Fitz, and Robbie Reyes kind of stuck in this alternate dimension, or this other plane of existence. It's a very interesting connection to the Doctor Strange film that came out a few weeks ago, and in this episode they are stuck in that alternate plane and they are trying to find a way to get out, because the longer they stay there, the further and further they will slip and not be able to get back to our reality. And what I found very interesting about all that is, when it came to Robbie Reyes' character, the Ghost Rider entity within him wasn't happy about that. He broke free and was able to get back to our reality and attach himself to Mac. And that brings a whole new interesting kind of aspect when it comes to the Ghost Rider character, because apparently the Ghost Rider can leave you whenever he wants. It's very much a possession type situation, not so much something of your free will, which I think is very interesting. In order for Robbie Reyes to get the Ghost Rider back, he has to once again strike a new deal, and that is probably going to be very interesting going forward to see what that new deal really entails, because I think it's a lot more extraneous than the one he was going on currently. And I'm really curious to see what the fallout is going to be with Mac, because as we saw in this episode, the Ghost Rider possession brought out a lot of ghosts for him, a lot of emotional baggage for him that I don't think we've really seen when it comes to Mac. We haven't seen much when it comes to the backstory of Mac. All we've really seen is him show a lot of emotion as an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., but not really much in terms of character depth, so hopefully they go into his character a little bit more. Also, we got to see Radcliffe and his android assistant Ada once again, and this time he's kind of not caring anymore when it comes to revealing who she is, at least to certain people. I don't think he's going to be revealing that to the director anytime soon. But it was interesting that she was able to read the Darkhold book without being mentally affected by it, at least initially in this episode. But we did get a little reveal towards the end that perhaps the Darkhold book did a lot more mentally to her than everyone believes. But back to Simmons. Like I said earlier, Simmons was taken to like this black site, and once she was able to really unearth this new Inhuman, she was quickly brought away. What we saw in the episode is that this is something between the director and a senator, and it's very hush-hush. I don't think there are a lot of people who know about it. I don't think this is going to be something that's going to be revealed to the mass public or to even the other agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's also interesting how they right away grabbed her and brought her out there. They didn't want her to know anything. They just wanted to use her and kind of lose her. And it's very interesting that they are still unearthing Inhumans in this manner. Who knows how he got in that situation? Who knows what type of character this is? That has to be revealed relatively soon, I'm assuming, or perhaps down the line at some point. Also, I thought it was really cool seeing Mac as the Ghost Rider. I don't know what it is about the Ghost Rider possession, but he automatically makes anyone more badass. I really like the way he was driving around that motorcycle. I like to see that they actually did the transformation with Mac. I didn't think they would do that with anyone but Robbie Reyes this season, mostly due to CGI and budgetary concerns. But it was really cool to see that. I'm also glad that the Ghost Rider entity is now back with Robbie Reyes. Would prefer it just stay on him because I think bouncing around from character to character sets a really bad precedent. So I really don't want to see that happening forward. What I'm really curious is how he was able to get out of the other dimension. Was it through the Ghost Rider entity leading him out somehow? I'm very curious that he knew where that gateway was. Did he just show back up to where on the helicarrier? Did he just show back up on the Quinjet and saw that doorway there and walk through it? I'm really not quite sure how that happened. I don't know if that will ever be revealed. What is more important is that all the characters are now back in our reality and they didn't drag that plot line out for another episode. I have to say, though, I thought it was a very good episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I don't know what it is this year with this show, but it is really operating at its best right now. It's only 7 episodes in, but it is really operating very well. I really like the show this season. I am really curious to see if the show will continue on past this season. The ratings really don't indicate that. Perhaps a move to Netflix or something of that nature could happen because of the relationship between Disney and Netflix. I'm curious how long they're going to keep stretching this Eli Morrow plot line. I know we're only 7 episodes into the season, but I want to see them kind of move past it and into perhaps some other areas of the show, because I think the show is doing a relatively good pacing when it comes to their plot this season. But with all that being said, this has been my review of Season 4, Episode 7 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., titled Deals with Our Devils. If you like this video, please check out my other episode reviews for the other various comic book related television series.